Yo, it's your boy the Caramel Poppy, and this Caramel Poppy Gaming Hold Up. Now, we got some rumors coming up, and I don't like covering rumors because sometimes they're not true, sometimes it never happens, sometimes things get canceled, whatever. But I'm gonna cover it just because it's, I guess it's making the news, so I guess now it's gaming news. But the PlayStation 6 handheld is starting to kick up dirt or dust, and people starting to pick it up. And now there's rumors saying that it's dockable. All right. A couple days ago, we definitely heard that the PlayStation 6 specs actually leaked out. And look, I'm not a big PC person. I'm not familiar with all these compute powers and blah 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 and hoopla and stuff. I just care if the game looks good and it runs good. And basically, from what I was hearing, it's weak. That's what the masses are saying. Well, we're also supposed to get a PlayStation 6 handheld or PSP 3 or whatever the next PlayStation handheld is going to be called. But it's supposed to be competing with the Nintendo Switch 2. Now, they're saying that this new handheld is supposed to be dockable and backwards compatible with PS4 and PS5 games. There was a YouTube channel that actually came out with the specs for the device, which they're saying is a 16 CU RDNA 5 iGPU clocked at 1.20 gigahertz in handheld mode and 1.65 gigahertz in docked mode. Do I know what that means? Absolutely not. All I know is this thing better run good when it's docked. I'm talking it has to be 4K. At this point, it has to be 4K docked. It has to be 4K docked. Now, the backwards compatible thing is very nice. You know, you need that, especially in this day and age where we're struggling with game preservation and actually trying to get games, to last a long time past, a console's lifespan and stuff, or when, the consoles are not, the console manufacturers are not producing consoles anymore. You should be able to put your PS4 disc inside your PS5 or your PS4 disc inside your PS6 and be able to play it with no issues. But the problem is, a lot of these companies are starting to notice that they could get away with making these games digital and they can make these consoles digital and actually save money in the long run. And, there's people that will still buy it. The masses of people that are not in tune with gaming news probably don't care if the game is digital. If they could save a couple bucks, why not? But PlayStation's handheld is very interesting because now they're going to take the docked approach. So does that mean they're going to compete with Nintendo Switch too? Or with Nintendo? Who knows? The issue is, are they able to get a lot of power into this new PlayStation handheld? Outside of that, you also have Microsoft with the Xbox Ally X, which they partner with ROG Ally to come out with this handheld in October. Now, depending on when they release this, which I'm assuming it won't be now, I have a feeling it'll be maybe 2 to 3 years from now. I don't think this is going to compete with the Xbox Ally. I think the Xbox Ally is its own little thing for the PC enthusiasts because if I'm not wrong, I believe Microsoft is creating their own handheld to release alongside their next generation console. I think this handheld that PlayStation's coming out with is actually going to compete with Xbox own handheld. Just because what, Microsoft released or ROG Ally released is very powerful. It's a very powerful PC, a handheld PC. It's just very expensive. We're talking almost $800 $900 for the high end model. So I don't think this is going to be competing with that. But I do believe that the PlayStation handheld will try to compete with the Nintendo Switch 2 and the next, or I guess the first generation Microsoft handheld. The question is, are they able to get the price correct? Because from what I'm also reading, It's also saying that PlayStation might even come out with a different SKU console outside of the PS6. They're talking about a PS6S, which is supposed to be like a cheaper alternative, something that you might want to compare to the Xbox Series S. I don't know. I mean, there's a lot of SKUs going around, and I think when you have too many options, you start to confuse the fan base or the consumer. I mean, the average, informed person that does their research would know the difference, and you could pick apart which console is good for you, which one is good for your needs. But little Timmy's mom that's going Christmas shopping won't be able to tell the difference between the PS6S and the PS6 and the PS6 handheld. Like, they're just making it complicated. Look, if you want to make an expensive console, just make the expensive console, make the handheld, and just make everything cohesive. Make sure that the handheld could play the PS6 games, that I could dock the PS6 or the PS6 handheld and play my PS. Like, you see, it's just confusing already. You see how the Nintendo Switch 2 is a hybrid system? I just play it handheld, I drop it in the dock, the game goes to the TV, I pick it up, it goes with me. And I think if PlayStation can't put, nail that part, then what's the whole purpose of getting the PS6 console if I could play PS6 games on the go with the handheld? So there has to be some type of hook here, or there has to be something that we're not knowing. My guess, I think this handheld is not gonna play PS6 games. I think it might play PS5 games or a downgraded version of PS6 games, or it might not just play any PS6 games. It might just play PS5 games and maybe a few exclusives here and there. But I don't know, man. I don't know. What you guys think? They're saying that they're estimating that the PS6 handheld is gonna be between $299 and $399. Uh, I oh no, excuse me. The PS6S, which is the lower powered console, is gonna be between $299 and $399. I don't think it's gonna be $299. I'm guessing $399, depending on the power. If it's more powerful than the Series S, yeah, it's gonna be 400. For the PS6 handheld, they're talking $399 to $499. I could definitely see it coming in at $499, and the PS6 coming in at $699 because they're saying $549 to $699. I don't think it's gonna be a $50 difference between the handheld and the console. So I'm just gonna say six. I would say 800. I don't even want to say 699. I think the console is gonna be 800, and the handheld is gonna be 4. But let me know what you guys think. This is just an update, a rumor that's going around. You know, keep all of this with a grain of salt. Things could change down the line. Chip shortages could happen. The market could change. Let me know what your thoughts are. It's your boy, the Caramel Poppy. I'm out. Hold up.